Okay, so we've got Jenny, Josh and Tez. I shall almost definitely get all these names right for most of the time. Thank you. So we're going to start off again, just getting each candidate in turn, probably from the candidate nearest me, to talk for 1 minute about why they're going to be the best candidate for the Vice President Education and Welfare role. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tez. I'm a third year game student here at Bucks University. Sorry. I'm also an event security supervisor here at Students' Union, so some of you may have seen me and see a few familiar faces over here today. I basically think I'd be the best candidate for VQ because I've got the drive and the passion to bring many opportunities to Bucks Students' Union as Bucks has given me over the last 2 years. And I just think I'd be a really good candidate to do that.
Hello, I'm Josh. I'm a third year student in advertising and digital communications. I was elected last year as a student trustee. I'm also putting them as a freshers helper as well. So I've been involved quite heavily with the union and the university. I really love my time at Bucks and I would like to be part of the future of the students and make their time more enjoyable and safe at Bucks. So yeah, I think I'll be really good for the role as VPW.
Hi, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jenny Wade. So I studied performing arts here and graduated in September. So like Joe in Ohio, I've been enrolled as VPW for about 8 months, and a lot of that has been building relationships with the right people in the university. So I sort of came in last year with all these ideas and things I wanted to change, but it's taken quite a while to actually figure out what's realistic and what can be done and who to talk to about getting different things done. So now that I've got those relationships, I'm confident that if I'd been re-elected, I'd be able to make change happen a lot quickly than I have this year.
That's great, thanks very much. I'm trying to find one I can read, hang on. Can you tell us a little bit, I'm going to start from Jenny and come back this way if that's okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the student rep system, how you've been involved in it to date and what you could do to improve that and make them more effective?
Okay, so I was a student rep as my time as a student, and one of my manifesto points last year was to work around some of the stigma that may be around being a course rep. Like, I know a lot of courses, students on the course don't know who their rep is, they don't know how important their rep is, and it's not a lot of commitment after all. It's only 2 meetings throughout the year with some online feedback forms. But some things they introduced this year was some new incentives for reps, so they have hot drinks vouchers, different lanyards, and so I want to improve on that. But I think more work around trying to get the university staff to work with our reps, because a lot of staff within the university will go along to the programme committee meetings and they'll pretend to listen to what the reps are saying, but then they'll go on, they won't make any changes, and it'll seem a bit pointless. So I think more training sessions for university staff on reminding them that they have a role in the rep system and that they need to stick to their word and make sure that the reps are being heard.
Thank you. Josh?
Okay, so I've been a course rep for the last 2 years, and I do feel within the rep system there's a lack of communication. As a rep, I feel like the students can't come to me and tell the problems that there's issues in their course, and I feel like that should be pushed away, but there are many issues that courses do currently have and they need to be faced. So even with more training sessions like Jenny said, and I do feel that within the academic side, it's just lacking. I think there's more enthusiasm from us as reps than there is from academic staff, and within meetings there should be some sort of more working together to try and solve issues to make it easy for students, and so more communication, more training, I think that could really help the rep system within Bucks.
Well, I've been quite critical of my course over the last few years, and I've given my course rep a lot of feedback, and I think that the problem that is currently with the rep system is that there's a wall between getting the feedback to the guys in charge of the courses and bringing that change about. So one of the things I want to do is bring down that wall and give not just the course reps but the course members more control over what goes on in their course, how they execute their course modules, and how they get feedback to themselves at the end of the module.
That's great, thank you. We'll start with Josh first this time. If the university did something that students strongly disagreed with, aka library 24/7, so I'm assuming they mean stopping opening the library for 24/7, and they refuse to respond to the SU, what would be your next step? How far would you be prepared to go to get the students heard in the university?
Well, I think as a union, we are, as a collective, and as members, I think everyone needs to stand together to believe in what we think should be right for the university. At the end of the day, it's making life better for students at Bucks, and if it's not impacting us, then we all need to come together and try and force these issues. At the end of the day, the university have got what they can do, and us as a union, we can come together and try and enforce this. So I believe that working together, if this is the best interest of the students, everyone needs to come as one and try and solve these issues as a union.
Thank you. Jenny?
So I think it's safe to say that a university wouldn't be a university without any students. So students sometimes underestimate the power that they actually have within the university. So obviously, most of you will probably have heard rumours about the uni not wanting to run the 24-hour library. If they were to go ahead with this, despite us saying that it's not in the best interest of students, the next step would be to be some protesting around campus. And because there are so many different ways that the uni could save money instead of stopping it being 24 hours all the time. And if students were rebelling, not going to lectures, the uni would have no other option but to listen to the students.
Thank you.
Closing down the 24-hour library would be obviously one of the university's gravest mistakes. It's one of those key features a lot of universities in the UK have. Students come here to pay a lot of money for these facilities, so closing this one down, especially when it comes to near the end of the year when this dissertation is due in, having those resources available 24/7 are key to the success of each and every student here. If the plan was to go ahead, as Jenny said, demonstrations would probably take place, and pushing this further as well towards the National Union of Students and of course Ofsted as well, because it's just a ridiculous thing to do and it shouldn't happen at all anywhere in the UK.
Thank you. I'll take one from the floor. Has anybody got a question they'd like to have a think about it? So here's a question. That's what we're here for. What will you do about student attendance? As on a number of courses, it's poor. So do you think the Students' Union has a role to play in encouraging better student attendance? And if so, how would we tackle that? Or how would we try and impact that? Tess, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I think the union does have a role to play when it comes to attendance, as it does come under the umbrella of the student experience. I think the university, in particular the Students' Union, can do more to give guidance to students, find out why they may not be attending sessions. Is it because they're struggling with a particular subject, or they're just not that interested anymore? Just find out from the students, get the feedback. If they're not interested, see what other options are available and just push to get more interest for the students. And obviously that'll improve the student experience across the board. If more people attend the lectures, then it's going to look better for the university at the end of the year when the graduates come through and the grades go up, and there's more people graduate with better grades and get better jobs.
Okay, so I think when it comes to attendance, there could be a lot of underlying issues with the students. So I think as a university and a union, we need to understand that some students might not be attending lectures because of other issues. It could be depression or feeling secluded, especially first years. I think if you come into a new university away from home, they might want to stay in halls and they want to go out to university and meet new people. So it's going to be quite a struggle. So as a union, we do have a lot of support and advice that can help those students maybe feeling like they don't want to go to lectures or they might feel a bit left out. So we have an advice centre here that we could offer those services. So as a union, we do have a lot of support and we can advise for those students who are feeling like they don't want to go to lectures. So there's a lot we can do there.
I think so. Attendance has been an ongoing issue, particularly this year. In a lot of university meetings, there's been a discussion on should we have an attendance policy or should we not. And I think as a students' union, we have a role but encouraging students to want to go to lectures, so we shouldn't take the stance of punishing people or disciplining people for not turning up, because at the end of the day, you're the one paying £9 grand. You ultimately decide whether you want to go in or not. So I think research around why people that aren't attending aren't going in, like Josh says, if there are any underlying issues, some work with the Advice Centre. So it is about making people want to go in instead of punishing people that don't go in. But it is really important because on my course, Performing Arts, people that didn't turn up, it ruined my course basically, because there's a lot of group work and being let down by people really does affect your grades. So it's something that I definitely want to work on if I was re-elected.
Thank you. Interesting wording. The university still leads at the bottom of the league tables. How would you help change this? Jenny, do you want to start?
Good question. So the league tables, there are a lot of different league tables. The NSS, which the union are actually really great in, one of the top 12 in the UK. Obviously the university are quite low down. So I think we need to work, the union needs to work more closely with the university and share our good practice with them and tell them, well, why are we so high when the university is so low? But we shouldn't, I don't think we should rely solely on league tables though, because a lot of people studying at Bucks are proud to be at Bucks. Like, I'm proud to be a Bucks student, and that doesn't always come across in the league tables. So I think, again, just some more research and looking at different league tables and different ways that we can assess ourselves. It doesn't have to be through league tables.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people focus too much on league tables. I think everyone's saying, yeah, we're this on the league table, but at the end of the day, we need to focus on what we're good at. Like I said, there's a decline in student intake, so we're not going to keep rising in the league tables. There's other universities out there with much more students, so obviously we aren't always going to be competing against those big universities. But at the end of the day, we are a university that should be proud of ourselves. Like Jenny said, we are unique, and what we do, the courses that we do, we offer. Many universities don't offer these sort of courses, so we are quite specific. And I think we should like that, we should love that. At the end of the day, we are a nice university, and we should. Bucks, we're not always going to compete against these big ones out there.
Yeah, I think we should look at our position both, obviously geographically, we are a relatively small university in a small town, but that shouldn't stop us from being the best small university in a small town. Regardless of which league tables dictate what, we should always push for getting up wherever we are and driving ourselves to do better and getting the resources we need and just making sure that everyone that comes to this uni is having the time they enjoy, they're learning what they want to do, and they're just having a really good time here.
Okay, quite sharp. One word answer.
I'm going to say a great white shark, because polar bears tend to swim out in water quite often, and they might be caught off guard because they're like, oh, a seal, and then, oh no, it's a shark.
Okay, so down to concentration.
I'm going to say polar bear because I always watched the Hunt of Dave Attenborough and there was wind, so yeah.
Polar bear.
Thank you. Such a There can sometimes, this is a bit similar to a question that's just come on Twitter, there can sometimes be a divide between courses and other occasions there's opportunities for collaboration that probably aren't best exploited or taken. So what can the university do or introduce, or how can the union encourage universities to take action to involve more cross-collaboration between different disciplines, different courses, and do you think there'd be a benefit to this?
I think there'd be a really good benefit to this. As a games development student, I'm aware there's visual effects students here, there's film students here, we've got an animation lab here, and combining all those together, you've effectively got potentially a really good indie game studio here. And the same goes across the board for programming, software engineering. Getting all the courses working together creates a professional environment which we can then show off to industry and say, all these courses came together, may not necessarily be under educational direction, but maybe as individuals and said, let's do something together, let's make something and put ourselves out there. And that's going to look really good when it comes to, obviously, the graduation end of year stuff. Videos go up on YouTube, game demos go up on Steam, and people are looking at this stuff and saying, yeah, this is just a group of guys from different courses working together to make something that they're really proud of, and that's something we should promote a lot more heavier across every course we have here at Bucks.
Thank you.
Okay, so with my manifesto, I spoke about cross collaboration and how we should use this more. I'm an advertising student within the business school, and with my whole 3 years at Bucks, I haven't even worked with creative ad, and I think such similar courses we can be working so closely together, using each other's experience. So I know with my friends in the creative ad course, they've learned so much that I haven't learned in 3 years, and we can gain so much experience and knowledge by working together. And it's not just like these two courses, other courses can work together. We can learn so much from our different industry-related courses. So I think course collaboration can be used so much more with Bucks. I know some courses have already done it, but I think we need to push that further because we gain so much more experience and knowledge. Because at the end of the day, when we graduate, it's all about employability, and we want to go out there knowing the most we can do going to the industry in such a competitive world of jobs.
So course collaboration was actually one of my manifesto points for last year, and we took quite a big step in organising a cross-collaborative performance at Wycombe Swan. And I appreciate this was only for creative courses, so dance, performing arts, a few film and TV students. But we had some members of the senior management team from the uni come along, and they were actually really impressed at the concept of just seeing the students working together with people on different courses. And they're also working on a new work-based learning, they're working on a new policy within the university, because we've got a new Pro-Vice-Chancellor, and he's making a new education strategy. So now is the time for whoever is elected to say in there, in the new curriculum, we need to have course collaboration. We need to see students working with students on other courses. Because like Josh said, it does increase your employability. It's giving you experience working with people that you necessarily wouldn't. And it's going to happen when you go out there and you find a job. You're going to be in a position where you're working with new people, people that might work differently than you might have different traits. So all the experience we can get with that is really going to make a big difference.
That's great, thanks very much. That's all we've got time for the Vice President of Education and Welfare, so give them a big round of applause.